Welcome back to my channel. In today's lesson, we'll be drafting this beautiful double-breasted blazer. So in this video, we are focusing on drafting the pattern. Now let's get started. So for the back pattern, we'll go ahead and draw a straight line at the edge. Yeah, that will be our starting line. And we'll also after doing that, we'll go ahead and we'll mark our vertical measurements. Okay, so shoulder to your bust, which is 10 inches for me, your shoulder to your under bust, and your shoulder to your waistline, which is your half length. Then you also go ahead and mark your shoulder to wherever you want it to be. That's your full length. I want mine to stop at 28. Yeah, so go ahead and mark that. Now after doing that, draw a straight line across these lines like you see me doing the video. And then I went ahead to label the chest line, the bust point, the under bust, the waistline, and the full length. So after doing that, I went ahead to mark out my shoulder measurements. My shoulder divided by 2, which is 7. And then I'm going to also mark that on the chest line. Your shoulder measurement divided by 2, go ahead and mark it on the chest line. Then we're going to mark a straight line across using a ruler. Now after marking it out, the next thing I'll do is to go ahead and create our neckline. For the back, we'll be doing 3 inches by 1.5. Because the back is not going to be deep, we're doing 3 inches by 1.5. Now I'm going to go ahead and connect it with my curved ruler. After connecting it, I'm going to go to the shoulder line and come down by 1/2 inch. If you notice, the shoulder is not so slanted. After coming down by 1/2 inch, I'm going to extend my shoulder line by 1 inch. Because this has an extended shoulder. Okay, so now I'm going to connect it with a straight ruler like you see me do. Now after that, I'm going to go ahead and impute my body measurements, which is my bust divided by 4. I'll mark the same thing on my chest line and on my bust point. Now my waist measurement divided by 4 and my hip measurement divided by 4. I'll mark it at the full length. Now go ahead and connect it with a curved rule like you see me do. After doing that, I'm going to go ahead and measure what we have on the shoulder line. And then I'll divide it by 2. Make a point there. And then I'm going to connect these 3 points together. Pay attention to where I'm connecting from. From the extended shoulder, connect it like this down to your armhole. So this is your armhole curve. Now after creating our armhole, we're going to go ahead to mark out our bust span. Okay, so your nipple to nipple divided by 2, you go ahead and mark it on your chest line all the way down to your full length. Okay, down to your full length. Now after doing that, you come to the waistline and then we're going to go out by 1/2 inch on both sides. This is for our waist dart. Now connect the points with a straight ruler like this. Connect it all the way to the chest line. After connecting it to this chest line, you're going to go ahead and connect your dart legs from the chest line to the 1/2 inch that we came out by at the waist. If you've been watching my tutorials, you should already know how to draw your dart legs. After connecting it, we're going to go ahead and replace the darts. Okay, so the 1 inch that we created there as that, we're going to replace it at the waist. Now we're going to go ahead and add 1.5 stitching allowance at the waist, the chest line, the bust point. Okay, and then at the full length, I'm going to be coming out by 2 inches. I'll be adding 2 inches. I added 2 inches seam allowance. This is because I do not want it tight at the hip area. Now go ahead and join it. After doing that, this is what we have. We're no longer using the inner line. Okay, now at the waist, I want to give it a back dart. I want it to be very curved at the back, so I came out by 1/2 inch, and I'm going to connect it all the way to the chest line. Go ahead and draw a straight line all the way to that 1/2 inch point and all the way down. Please follow what I'm doing in this video. Now we're going to cut off that part. We do not need there again. So now I want to give this a shoulder dart. Yeah, I want to give it a shoulder dart. So we're going to measure what we have on the shoulder all the way to your extended shoulder. Measure it, and we're going to divide it by 2. We're going to divide it by 2, then make a point at the middle. That's the midpoint. After doing that, we're going to go ahead and draw a straight line. Okay, just draw a straight line, and that's it for the back pattern. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and cut. Please be very careful and watch where I'm cutting. Now we're cutting that part off. Pay attention to what we are cutting off and what we are leaving. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the darts for the back pattern. Go ahead and open the shoulder dart. This is what we have, 2 back pieces. Label it the center back and the side back, okay, so that you know where it goes to the center. Now for the front pattern, we are coming down by 5 inches. Okay, at the top, leave 5 inches. Then at the side, we are also coming in by 5 inches. Or you can leave about 6 inches. I think I left 6 inches there. So go ahead and connect a straight line all the way to the top. This is where we are going to be starting from. Okay, we're leaving this because it's a double-breasted suit. Now we're going to go ahead and mark our vertical measurements like we did for the front pattern. Mark out your shoulder to your bust, shoulder to your chest line, shoulder to your under bust, shoulder to your waistline, and then the full length, which for me is 28 inches. Now go ahead and mark straight lines across those points. Okay, now after marking those lines, you want to go ahead and label them. So that's your chest line, your bust point, your under bust, your waistline, and your full length. Now we're going to go ahead and mark our shoulder measurements divided by 2. Mark whatever you have on your chest line as well. You should know how to do a basic bodice by now. So if you already know this step, you can please fast forward or skip to the next part. Okay, so now after doing this, go ahead and mark your neck, your round neck. Yeah, so for the front, we are doing 3 inches by 3 inches. That's a standard neckline. Connect it with your curved rule, and then after that, we're going to head and mark out our body measurements. Okay, so your bust measurement divided by 4, mark it on your bust point and on the chest line. Okay, now after marking that, mark your waist measurement divided by 4, like so, and then on the full length, go ahead and mark your hip measurement divided by 4. After marking your hip measurement divided by 4, we're going to go ahead and connect these points with a curved ruler like you see me do in the video. Now, just like we did for the front, we are going to go ahead and come down by 1/2 inch at the shoulder line. And then we're going to, after coming down by 1/2 inch, we are going to go out by 1 inch for our extended shoulder. Now we're going to go ahead and draw a straight line from the extended shoulder point to the shoulder line. Yeah, that's the neckline. So after doing that, we're going to go ahead and measure whatever we have left. This is the repeated step. Measure what you have, divide it by 2 and make a point there. Now, unlike the back, for the front, we're going to be coming in by 1/2 inch. Make a point there. And now we're going to connect these 3 dots. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So go ahead and use your curved rule to connect these points. Now from the bust point, we're going to come down by 1 inch. And from that 1 inch point, we're going to mark our bust span, which is our nipple to nipple divided by 2. So go ahead and mark it at the waistline all the way down to the waistline. And then from the waistline, we're going to come down by 4 inches. And then we're also going to mark our bust span measurements there. I do not want the darts to get to the hem. Okay. So go ahead and connect this. We're using just a waist dart. So after drawing your straight line, you want to go ahead on the waist line, come out by 1/2 inch on both sides of the dart. Okay, come out by 1/2 inch on both sides. And then we're going to connect our dart legs. You should be very conversant with this by now. So connect your dart legs like you see me do in this video. Please, if you do not understand anything, drop it in the comments. I'll always be available to respond to your messages. Now go ahead and mark 1.5 inches stitching allowance all the way down. Okay. Now for the waist, we are going to be replacing the waist darts as well. Okay. So we're going to replace the 1 inch at the waist. Now at the hemline, we are going to come out by 2 inches. I already explained why before. That's because I do not want it tight at the hips. So go ahead and connect this with a curved rule. Now at the neck point, we are going to come out by 3.5 inches. Okay, extend the line by 3.5 inches, just like you see me do, all the way down. Now go ahead and use a straight ruler to connect it all the way to the top. Please pay attention to what I'm doing. After doing that, we're going to determine where we want our lapel to stop. That's the break line. So for me, I want it to stop at my waistline. If you want yours to stop maybe up or lower, you can do the same. So now after extending that line all the way, we're going to put a straight rule from the shoulder down to that waistline. Please pay attention to what I'm doing. This is our break line. Yeah, so connect a straight line all the way down. So this is our lapel. If you want yours more bigger, you can go ahead and extend it again. So after doing this, the next thing we're going to do, for me, I do not want this suit to be sharp at the edge. If you look at the picture very well, there is a little curve. So I went in by 1.5 inches. I was contemplating between 1 inch and 1.5. So I went in by 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to mark a straight line across from the waistline to the hem, like this. So after doing that, I went ahead to use a curved ruler to curve it because I want a curved shape down. Doing that, this is what we have. We'll no longer be using this line, so I marked it out. So I went ahead to use the 1-inch line because I was not really comfortable with it. I don't want it to be too open. Like, I don't want it to be too slanted at the down part. So I went ahead to use the 1-inch. So basically I did what we did before, slant it down, then use your curved rule to mark a curve. So this is the one I'll be using now. I don't want it too open. Okay, I hope you understand. So this is what we have now. We're no longer using this, and we're no longer using this inner one. So we'll be cutting from that one I just marked now. So now the next thing we're going to do is to go ahead and mark out our collar. So you bring the back part down and measure out the round neck for the back. Okay, whatever you have as your measurement for the round neck at the back, go ahead and extend it. Okay, place it at the neck like you see me do and mark it out. Please do not put your ruler straight, slant it like you see me do in the video. Now go ahead and connect it to the neckline. Okay, so now I'm going to come out by 1/2 inch. This is because our collar is not going to be straight. We want it to sit pretty at the neck because you know your collar at the back is curved. So that is why we came out by 1/2 inch. So this is what we'll be using now. We'll no longer be using this one. This is for your collar to sit very well. Please, it's very important. Now I'm going to go ahead and slant my tape again and come out by 4 inches. This is how wide I want my collar to be. If you want your collar to be 3 inches wide, you go ahead and do that. But I used 4 inches for mine. Now, after doing that, I'm going to go ahead and mark a straight line across. Please pay attention to what I'm doing. Mark a straight line across like this. Now we're going to come up by 1 inch from that extended round neck. Come up by 1 inch, and then I'm going to measure what we have there and divide it by 2. Measure what we have and divide it by 2. Then I'm going to connect a slanted line. This is for the notch that is going to be at the collar. Okay, the notch at the collar. So after doing that, you will go ahead and use your curved rule. Let it not be so curved, please. Use your curved rule and connect the line like you see me do. Go ahead and connect it from the top all the way to the notched collar. So this is what we have now. This is our front pattern. We're done with drafting of this front. This is our collar. Yeah, and then that's our lapel. Okay, your lapel is the fold at the front. I hope you understand. So after doing that, I went ahead to just put where I know button will be and then cut. Please pay attention to where I'm cutting from. I'm using the new line. Okay, please pay attention. So we've gone ahead to cut out our collar and then the front. Please pay attention to what I'm cutting because this will determine how your clothes is going to turn out, your suit rather will turn out. And that's our complete double-breasted blazer pattern. We're done with it, and in the next lessons we'll draft the sleeves, draft the matching trousers, and then move on to sewing the complete suit. So if you found this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you don't miss the remaining parts of the series. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next tutorial. Bye.